Hello, my name is Professor Julie Hanson, and I wanted to welcome you to your Elementary Accounting 1 course at UCSD Extension. I wanted to create a video for you as a quick walkthrough of the best way to successfully navigate through this course. So I am obviously in Blackboard. The announcements page is what initially comes up. So if I post any announcements, then you'll see them here. I would, for now, just move on to the introduction. I've just posted a little bit about myself and showed you my dog Allie. And anyway, so I say that the first steps are to read the syllabus, which is going to be found over here, and the calendar, which also is found under the syllabus. And then I'd like you to join me on Remind, which is just a texting app. It's a way for us to be able to text each other without actually having to exchange telephone numbers. It's I can send out email, text blast to everybody, but when you text me, it's just back to me. It's not to the whole class. So I've sent a link to you here. You can decide if you want to have your Remind announcements in an email or in a text. I usually find texting faster. And if you use Remind, then that will be the fastest way to get a response back from me. So anyway, here are the directions. If you have your phone, you'll just text at UCSD SB19 to this telephone number here. And then make sure and text me. It'll say welcome to Remind, and as soon as you get that, text me back and just put UCSD Financial, and that way I know which class you're in. Okay, so that is that. So as I mentioned, here's the syllabus and here's the calendar. The calendar is posted in the syllabus, but I thought in case you wanted a spreadsheet to keep things straight, you could keep it here. And then let's move on to the lessons. So this is when I say this is where you spend the bulk of your time, and I've organized it by weeks 1 through 11. There's actually it ends in the 12th week. So, but in any event, once you open one of these, you'll see that for week 1 you have 2 chapters to complete. Chapter 1 is very easy. So you'll get the learning objectives here, and then what happens here is I have
Okay, and moving right along, I thought.
Okay, so that's what will happen there, and I will walk through all of the concepts of the chapter in that video. Okay, and then the next thing that'll happen is that you'll actually get the PowerPoint that goes along with the narrated portion of my PowerPoint, just in case you want to make your own notes or follow along or whatever. Okay, then the next thing that happens is that you're going to get into Connect. And there are 4 basic things that you will be accessing in Connect. You can see them in the outline here. This is when it says chapter so-and-so and it describes what it is. That is the ebook portion that you'll be able to access. Okay, there's another way to get there, but I'll just take you through how each weekly module is set up. The next thing that happens, because I assume that you'll want to read the book, you'll want to do the listen to the PowerPoint, read the ebook, and then attempt the homework. That would probably be the best way to go through this. And then there's the homework. There's a let's review, just to kind of summarize what you've learned, and then you take a quiz. So in any event, for each of these, so I'm gonna actually launch into the ebook here. Now the first time that you launch into Connect, you'll get this little screen right here, and it'll ask you to register. Okay, so if you have gone to the bookstore or ordered from the bookstore, you will have an access code. I've worked on getting this price down for you. It's a little bit cheaper than if you use this one. You can also do a textbook rental. You might even be able to find a rental on Amazon. The 4th edition, which is the edition before this one, is fairly similar to the 5th edition, so you can always use that. But and that's if you want a physical textbook, but you will still need the access code for Connect. Now there is a 2-week free trial which you can use, and that's the one on the right hand side. That's the one I'm going to use for our demonstration purposes here, because you can get in right away. All right, and this just says confirm. Then I'll go to Connect. It will tell me when my courtesy access expires. Do I want to purchase right now? I'm just going to say no. And then all of the list of the assignments will show up. Okay, so this is the first chapter right here. The SB means Smart Book, and this is a pretty good overlay of kind of everything that's going to happen in Connect. So here's our chapter 1 assignment. Our homework assignments are worth 30 points. This chapter review is not graded. You can see over here that it's practice. You do not have to do this if you don't want to. It's just a review for you. And then here's the chapter quiz. So then if you go on to chapter 2, for example, you'll see there's the ebook, there's the homework, a review, and a quiz. And you'll do all of that. And then chapter 3, and homework, and review, and quiz. Then for every 3 chapters, in other words, after every 3 chapters, we're going to take an exam. So I've set out a practice exam for you, and then here's the exam. So this all starts on April 1st, which is the first day of the semester. You are free to complete these, sooner than the due date if you want. The one thing I wanted to point out to you is that chapter 1 is due in the first week. So you need to get that done. But then chapters 2 and 3 and the exam are not due until the 14th. Now, this is a 2-week window for you to accomplish quite a bit. But then after that, you'll look in 4, 5, and 6. They're not due for another 20 days after that. So you can see that there's 4, 5, and 6 and an exam. So you'll get the hang of this. But I did want to make you aware that the first 3 chapters is on an accelerated schedule, partially because chapter 1 doesn't really have much to it. It's just a little bit of reading. So it's almost like you just taking an exam over 2 chapters. Okay? So I have returned us to Blackboard, and you can see that hopefully this is easy to follow. I've done my best to make sure that you don't get lost anywhere because I know this is an online class. But under week 1, you're going to accomplish chapters 1 and 2. So in 1 and 2, here's all the things for chapter 1 that you'd need to do. And excuse me, I need to move that down. And then here's chapter 2. And all the things that you need to accomplish for chapter 2, and so on. So under this lessons tab, you can see that I've put in red where our exams are so that will be easy for you to find. Another couple things I wanted to point out to you is that under resources, there's some help for you. I've also given you a link to get the Wall Street Journal for $1 for the whole term that we're here. It's pretty great. And then right under here are some links that I've just put to make sure that, in case you're curious about your future direction or what accountants do. So here's an accountants in unexpected places. So these are just fun little things, and I refer to this in the PowerPoint as well. And then under your tools, that's where you'll find where you can look for your grades. You can send me an email, but again, using Remind to text me is going to be the fastest response for you. So I am here. I can answer your questions. I can clarify concepts for you, help you through the homework, whatever you need. I just wanted to let you know that I am here, and I hope you enjoy your semester, and I look forward to meeting you online.